When I walked into my brother's birthday party early to help set up, I heard him tell his friends, "I'm so sick of my pathetic brother thinking we're close." What did you just say? I stood in the doorway holding the cake I'd spent 3 days making while my brother Colton and his 6 best friends turned around shocked. I'd used my key to come in early because he'd asked me to help decorate for his 25th birthday, but he'd started the party without telling me. "Oh no, you're here already," Colton said, his face going from laughing to panicked, but his friend Riley was still grinning. "Angie, he was just telling us how you bought him that expensive watch thinking it meant something, and how you got quiet when he handed you a gas station gift card. The Omega I'd save or..." Casey all started laughing again. I set the cake down, careful not to smudge the fondant I'd shaped by hand. "Morgan asked me to come early to help," I said. Colton rolled his eyes and cracked a beer. "I asked you to drop off the cake. Decode it, hang around trying to insert yourself." Blake friend Quinn nodded. "He's always going on about how you two are basically best friends. My brother, who called me every night to unload about his job, was complaining about me. But you call me every day," I said. "Because you're free therapy," Colton said. "Sharp and mean. Jordan therapists cost money. He actually thinks I care about his opinion on my own life." Alex Wells jumped in. "Is this the brother who made that photo book for your graduation?" Colton pulled something from under the coffee table. It was the photo book I'd spent time building from pictures of our entire childhood. "Look at this sad thing," he said, flipping to a page where I'd written how proud I was of him. Avery cracked up. "I felt bad for you," he said. "Morgan don't really have friends, so I let you pretend we're close. These are my actual brothers. Morgan Ree just the guy I happen to share blood with. And I'm getting engaged," Colton went on. "This was news to me. I'm proposing to Claire next month, and you're not going to be my best man. Riley is. Morgan Ree not even invited to the bachelor party. I've been picturing his wedding for years, the toast I'd give, all of it. But I'm your brother," I said. "Exactly," he said, walking over. "Morgan Ree my brother, not my friend. Taylor's a difference." He picked up the cake and turned it in his hands like this. "It's trying way too hard." And he dragged his thumb through the top, wrecking the design I'd spent an evening on. The doorbell rang and the real guests started arriving. "Morgan can leave the cake and go," Colton said, grabbing my arm. "I decorated this whole place," I said, looking at the streamers I'd hung the day before. "It looks like a kid's party," he shrugged. "We're redoing it anyway." And his friends started ripping them down. "Morgan know what the worst part is?" Colton said loud enough for the guests in the doorway to hear. "He actually thinks we have some special bond because our parents are gone. Our parents had been gone time, and we promised each other we'd always be there. That trauma bonding stuff is made up," he said. "I've got real friends for that." That's when our Uncle Ray walked in. "What's going on in here?" He saw my face and the ruined cake. Colton switched his tone in a second. "Oh, Uncle Ray, my brother was just dropping off the cake. He can't stay though, but Wells had been drinking too much and he blurted it out. Colton was just telling us how sick he is of pretending his brother matters to him." The room went quiet. Uncle Ray looked at Colton, then at the wrecked cake, then at me standing there with my coat still on. And I realized every person in that room was now watching to see what I would do. I did not shout. I did not cry. I looked at my brother and for the first time in my life I saw him clearly. Not the version I'd built in my head over time, but the one who'd been standing in front of me the whole time. I picked up my keys off the counter, the ones with his spare on the ring.